Hi, I'm Sammy Singer, and I'll be presenting on women's dress in Pakistan. A majority of women in Pakistan are Muslim. It's the basis of the creation of the country is they needed a safe place for the people that were Muslim to live. Um, a majority of the women do dress in traditional Islamic veils. The Quran states, "And abide in your houses, and do not display yourselves, as was the display of the former times of ignorance." This is in reference to the immodesty that was a big problem in the Middle East and in Asia, and is still a big problem today. And the Quran states that women should be modest in their dress and cover themselves. There are several different types of Muslim veil coverings. The three we'll focus on during this presentation are the burqa, the hijab, and the chador. Each of these coverings has a relevance to the Muslim religion. Only the hijab is mentioned in the Quran, and it's mentioned in the sense that women should cover themselves and give themselves a sense of privacy. The burqa and the chador are a little bit more extreme, and we'll talk more about those later. The burqa is a one-piece floor-length veil, and it has a small mesh screen that allows the women to see as they walk, but all of their whole body is covered, especially their head. You can see their hands as in that picture on the right-hand corner with the women in blue burqas. Blue is very common in Kabul. Green, brown, and white are very common in Pakistan and Afghanistan. And in Afghanistan, the burqa was required to be worn by the Taliban for about 5 years. And some women have come forward claiming that wearing the burqa is a form of abuse from their husband and from their marriages, which were most likely arranged. And there are others that believe that it is a symbol of their devotion to Allah. Next, there's the hijab. The hijab it means to cover up or to be modest. In the Quran, it also mentions that it should be a form of privacy for the women. The headscarf is meant to cover the hair and the top of the head. And recently it's become more of a fashion statement for women. They have lots of different color scarves that they can choose from and really match with their outfits. As you can see, many women here branch out, and it doesn't hinder them in any way from being a part of the Western civilization if they happen to live in a West country. The chador is a full body cloak, and there is normally a small headscarf that's worn underneath. This is mostly worn in Iran, and women actually hold the chador in place with their hands placed under their neck. So it's very loose, and they have to make sure that stays closed. Black is a very common color, but as you can see, there are also other colors that women tend to wear when they're going to the mosque or other places. The other crucial part of Muslim women's dress is leggings. As you can see, they wear long tunics or dresses, and their legs are also meant to be covered as a sign of modesty. I also included pictures of Muslim swimwear because they are covered from head to toe, and their hair is still being covered, and that is still a sign of their devotion to Allah. There are many places in the world where a veil is required, and there are also many places where it is restricted, where women are not allowed to wear head coverings. I served my mission in Europe, and more specifically in Austria, Germany, and Switzerland, and it was very interesting to see the women that would walk around with these head coverings were judged by the European people, by the Austrian, German people. And in other countries, it would be the opposite. Women that would not have those veils would be judged. In these other graphs, you can tell that women can be harassed for not wearing religious dress and also be harassed for wearing a religious dress, such as a veil, head covering. And in Pakistan, especially, they are known for harassing women who were not wearing head coverings or veils. It's a very important piece of religious clothing, and it's considered sacred, and it's supposed to protect the privacy and sacredness of the women. In private, they don't wear the hijab, the chador, or the burqa typically, but it is meant to be a sign of their devotion to their religion. And those are my sources.